our one triangle. Well, our one triangle, here it is, has now an angle C of 17 degrees, 31 minutes. So if I wanted to find angle B now, I could, because remember all the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. So what I would do is I'd say, well, angle A, B, and C added up have to equal to 180 degrees. We know that angle A is 29 degrees and 50 minutes. We are trying to find angle B, so we'll leave that blank. And we know that angle C is 17 degrees and 31 minutes. And these all need to add up to 180 degrees. So we need to add up what we already do have, which is the 29 degrees and 50 minutes and the 17 degrees and 31 minutes. Well, adding the 29 and the 17, 29 and 17 will give you 46 degrees. The problem is adding the minutes. We've got 50 minutes plus 31 minutes, which actually gives us 81 minutes. And that's kind of like when you think of an hour. You don't think of something over an hour, let's say an hour and 20 minutes. We don't call it 80 minutes. We call it an hour and 20 minutes. So it's the same idea here. We need to rewrite this a little bit, is that we need to take 60 of these minutes out. So you need to take 60 of these minutes out and turn them into a degree. So that would bump up the 46 to 47 degrees. So what this would now give us is 47 degrees, and we took out 60 of the minutes here, which would still leave us with 21 minutes. So we took out 60 of the minutes and just converted it to a degree. So what this now gives us is we've got the angle B is over here on the left, and we have this 47 degrees and 21 minutes, and we've got that these have to still add up to 180. So continuing along, we'll subtract the 41 degrees and 21 minutes, 47 degrees and 21 minutes from both sides, and let's see what we end up with. We end up with B equals, well, remember we have to do a little bit of borrowing here because there's a hidden 0 minutes here. So to borrow, we actually need to turn this into 179 degrees and bring back the 60 minutes that we got rid of before, and do 179 minus the 47, which is 132 degrees, and then we need to do our 60 minus our 21, which is now, let's see, 39 minutes. So there's our angle B that can also go get filled in on our picture. So now, angle B can go get filled in is 132 degrees, and so now what we need to do is find that third missing side, and all we'd have to do is use the law of sines all over again one more time. So using the law of sines one last time, we'd start out with, let's see, sine of A over A, because that was the side and angle we first started out with, but this time we'd be using sine of B and finding the missing side we don't have yet, which would be side B. So we'd have sine of, we had already converted A into a decimal. It was 29.833 degrees, and side A was 8.61. So let's see, and then we don't know side B, we're trying to find it. However, we do have angle B, we just found that. So that would be sine of 132, and again, you would probably need to convert the 39 minutes into a decimal by dividing both by dividing that by 60. So 39 divided by 60 would give you 0.65 as part of your degrees here. Then you would go ahead and do your cross multiplying, your b times your angle, your sine of your angle. So it'd be b times sine of 29.833 degrees equals, and then you'd have to do your other side that you're cross multiplying, the 8.61 times your sine of, let's see, 132.65 degrees. Last thing you would do is divide both sides by, let's see, divide both sides by the sine of 29.833 degrees. And that would give you that B equals this messy thing, 8.61 times sine of 132.65 degrees all over sine of 29.833 degrees. And you'd use your calculator, and let's see, you would get B equals, you'd get 12.73, and I'm going to round to 2 decimal places because all the other sides in our triangle were rounded to 2 decimal places, and all the other sides in the triangle were written up as in, if you go back to the original problem, as in meters. So this one will also be in meters. And if you wanted to, you could fill in your full triangle now. So our full triangle now looks like, we've got the following, and we can just fill in our B, which is the 12.73. And remember, all these sides were in meters. We've got all 3 sides, all 3 angles, and we're done. If anything's slightly off on your answers, but they're pretty close, and you're on your last attempt in your homework, just send it to me, because then it's just a rounding issue. And on a test, again, just like on all other tests, I go through each problem, mark incorrectly. So if you got, let's say, 12.69 and the answer was 12.73, I'm going to say you knew what you were doing. You just had a small calculation issue. You rounded either earlier than you should have, or my math lab did. It doesn't matter. You understand the concept. That's what I'm always looking for. Do you understand the concept? So let's try one last problem.